Please release next movie. I beg you for a part 2. Please and thank you for your hard work. Can we get the next part? Can you please do
A
movie
part
2?
two,
Still
please,
waiting
nice.
for
What
Becky.
is
Not
Goku
going
and
to
Tatsumaki?
Can I ask you part 2? I continue
like
this
the
story. I really like the plot and how Goku and Saitama became friends first before fighting, unlike in other fanfics where they instantly fight as soon as they meet. Keep up the good work. Unfortunately, there is a highly likely chance he will not continue this. Because this is a fanfic made by someone else, unless the person that made the fanfic continues his story, it will be forever stuck on chapter 2. And fanfic channels like him don't really know how to make a fanfic themselves, plus they're probably lazy to do so. If he wants to prove me wrong, then go right ahead. But I doubt he will make a continuation that's as good as this and will probably be short.
Challenge accepted.
Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today, after a long wait, I will finally be doing What If Goku Was in One Punch Man Movie 2. 100 years have passed since the Tournament of Power, and Goku has encountered many heroes such as Silver Fangs, Terrible Tornado, and Cape Baldy. But what would happen when gods decide to enter the lives of humanity? What kind of adventures will our Saiyan have? If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe to see more incredible content such as this. With that out of the way, let's begin this what if. Saitama groaned. He never thought that Goku's training would be this boring. I mean, for the love of some drama, Goku was on and on about strengthening the mind in order to properly control the energy inside. It's been about a few days since they started their training and almost everyone was getting a hand into it, of course, except the Cape Baldy himself. He would always end up sleeping during their meditation time, which would cause Tatsumaki to smack Saitama upside the head, and for Genos to start an argument with the psychic green head girl. She would then retort back with a nasty threat involving a giant stone made spoon up his. Let's just leave it there. As they left the grocery store and made their way to Saitama's apartment, Genos asked,
Master, where should we go next?
Let's see. We got the hot pot ingredients, so I guess that leaves the toilet paper and shampoo.
Genos stopped in his tracks and turned to his master, noticing him standing in front of a store's window displaying well-known heroes as action figures. A particular action figure held the most interest to Saitama, which coincidentally, was the action figure of the strongest man, King.
Wow, I guess popularity gets you places. His own action figure. Must be awesome.
To many, they would see Saitama's behavior as uncaring or nonchalant. But those who could see through him, they could see the slight depression radiating off of him. Genos, being one of them, quickly began dialing the toy company.
I will contact the toy companies.
Saitama quickly waved off Genos, saying that the situation was one of those don't call us, we'll call you situation. Although Saitama wore his usual emotionless persona on the outside, inside, he was a little touched by his so-called student's quick speed in defending his dignity.
Let's roll.
Genos wanted to argue back, but decided to let go of the matter.
Right, but Master, where exactly are we going?
Somewhere in the city. A crowd was gasping as a woman was screaming fearfully at the figure before her. An elderly man from the crowd yelled, "What the hell is that?" Chuckles could be heard as the monster revealed himself to be a man with reptile features with an extremely long tongue, a creepy look on his face as he spoke how he was so obsessed with reptiles, he ended up turning into one. The reptile-looking man then took an odd pose. "Feast your eyes upon the great tongue stretcher," he yelled out, giving out a unique name for people to remember. The people were shaken by the monster's appearance. The same woman from before began whimpering upon seeing the hideous creature before her. "It's a monster. Run!" A man yelled out, and with that, everyone followed the man's lead and ran. The lizard man gave a creepy look at the crowd and yelled out, "All you pretty things are mine now." With that declaration, he launched his tongue out towards the nearest woman to him. "You're gonna bear my brood." However, before his tongue could reach the young lady, a tall, lean man with light tan skin, blue eyes, and shoulder-length, slicked-back blonde hair combed down to the nape of his neck stood in between the monster and civilian. He has a long face with sunken cheeks and a well-defined jawline. His most notable physical feature being the set of 3 vertical scars over his left eye. He wore a blue jacket with a black turtleneck shirt and brown cargo pants. "Where the hell did you come from?" the half-lizard, half-man said, stun evident in his voice. He got no response back as the whole area was silent by a loud thumping sound. A slight chill crawled up his spine as an ominous aura brought fear in the monster's being. "Whoa! What's that aura?" he said, a sweat dripping from his left temple. Said man gave the lizard man the most piercing blue eyes, staring deeply into his soul, terrifying him with unimaginable fear. "And that face? He's no ordinary man," he thought as an image of a giant shadowy figure stared down at him like a god bringing judgment upon his being. The crowd began to cheer once they realized who had stopped the monster from attacking the innocent woman. "That hero's supposed to be the strongest man on earth," a man with short hair pointed out, hope evident on all their faces. "He'll save us for sure. It's King." Realization dawned upon the half-sentient being. No wonder he looks familiar. He gulped. "He's a living legend. He'll take you out with one punch." A civilian yelled out, "Can I have your autograph?" Another spoke out, "King! King!" The people then gave a chorus of cheers for the hero now identified as the strongest man, King. Although everyone was in loud cheers, King said nothing, preferring to just get this over with. The monster took a few fearful steps back, fearing that in any moment now, the strongest hero would jump towards him and give him a beating of a lifetime. King only continued to stare at him, the cold daggers piercing his opponent's confidence. Faster than a blink of eyes, the monster quickly fell on his knees and asked for forgiveness. The sudden end of the lizard man brought out an even louder cheer, with the females in the crowd calling him a gross pervert. "Teach him a lesson, King." A civilian called out, "That's right. Get on your knees and apologize." The people began to surround the king, asking for autographs, pictures taking, or just a simple handshake from the strong man. A man from the crowd stood before King and asked, "Are you here because you sensed the monster's presence, King?"
"No, I was just out shopping and I happened..."
"Hey, hold up. Who are you to question King?" A man interrupted, accusing the other man of questioning the hero. King waved it off saying it was nothing, but the man refused, saying that it wasn't right for someone to ask such a question to a great hero. King wasn't sure about that, but decided to just go on with his day. Just before King could make a move, a civilian stuck out his arm, asking him for a handshake. The request was an odd one, but King brushed his hat and told him that he had things to do. The crowd dispersed, making a pathway for the blonde hero to walk through. King sighed as soon as he was at a distance away from the people and quickened his pace to his desired destination. Video game store Pazuzu. The store where gamers, such as myself, could play the most exclusive games ever known on the internet. Leaving the store, King left with a bag containing a recently released game, Heartbeat Hottie Sisters 2 Limited Edition. He smiled, content on walking peacefully home to play his new game with no disruption. Unbeknown to the S-rank hero, Saitama and Genos spotted the hero, still looking at the general direction where King was heading towards. Genos commented to his master that the man walking down the street was indeed the strongest hero, King.
Who?
He's one of the heroes from the Class S meeting. His name is King. He's a hero who managed to outrank you quickly, Master, and claimed the title of strongest hero.
Huh. Do you think he's stronger than Goku?
I don't know, Master, but it is strange. I wonder what brings him to this part of town.
Just then, a loud scream could be heard, catching the attention of the trio. "It's a monster!" a woman cried out. Genos straightens himself, while Saitama grunts at the now announced danger. King stood passively, no sort of emotions leaving his features.
Another monster. Master, we should... No, wait. This might be a good opportunity to observe King's capabilities. We shall see what he does.
The blonde man looked up at the giant robot, armor placed everywhere around the robot's figure. As King looked on fearless, "My moniker is G4, the robot began, a machine god created by the organization." The giant mechanized robot began scanning King with a red screen, clearly trying to absorb as much information as possible before deciding any further action. "You are Class S hero King. Prepared to be liquidated."
"Oh shit. I just want to go home and play my game.
Just before King could make any cowarding move, something happened that made King pale a bit. Look! Over there! King'll save up! A civilian called out, bringing the attention of the other civilians to turn back and notice King in front of the giant robot.
Well, there goes Plan A.
King then tried to think of a new action, before it just suddenly clicked him.
You seem to know my rank and hero class, yet you still choose to face the man who's ranked 7th?
The robot, seeing this as a declaration of a challenge, quickly drew out his massive sword and pointed it to King, merely reaching a few inches in front of the hero. Killing you is the reason I've come. The sudden burst of air from his giant sword blew King's hat away, leaving for the whole world to see King's blue piercing eyes. After a few tense seconds, a loud thumping could be heard, confusing many people as to where the sound was coming from. What the heck is that sound? A man asked another beside him. The person he was talking to then gave him a strange look. You don't know about the King engine? It's the sound you hear when King goes into battle. They say there's not a single monster who's heard it and survived. As the two continued to look directly into each other's eyes, G4 spoke, our battle will serve as a live test of my combat AI systems. To collect accurate data, I expect your full strength.
So this is a robot? And built by the organization? What's he talking about? Very well, but I'm gonna have to drop a deuce first. When I have to hold it in, I can only exert 50% of my power, and that would throw off your data, wouldn't it?
I will wait 10 minutes. G4 said without losing a beat. For every minute beyond that, 10 humans will die. Understood? The people began to gasp in fear at the giant metal man's threat. Before anything else could be said or done, a familiar spiked hair man with a monkey's tail appeared out of thin air, looking around frantically. He then spotted our Cape Baldy and waved towards him.
Hey Saitama, what's up?
Saitama waved back casually, as if the demon-level threat robot wasn't there to begin with.
I'm doing okay. Just watching to see what King would do with that giant robot over there.
Oh, this big guy. This looks like fun. I hope I can get a turn.
King stood motionless, contemplating his next move of action before slowly turning to Goku and nodded towards him.
You can take him. I don't think I can take him on.
And with that, the S-Class hero left the scene without a word to spare. G4 just stood where he was, mentally dumbfounded by the audacity of the so-called strongest hero to just up and let another hero do his bidding. You insolent human! It lifted and swung his blade to behead the S-Class hero, but was stopped when the spiky-haired man held the tip of the sword with his pinky. The robot stood shocked by the development and tried to pull his sword back, but was proven to be in vain.
Hey there, you shouldn't be swinging this sword around like that. You can seriously hurt someone with this thing.
Goku said, treating the demon threat robot like it was no better than a child. Why you? It pulled its other arm back and delivered a strong punch to the Saiyan. A loud thud was heard, as people stopped where they were to see if the man with spiky hair was defeated. When the robot retrieved its arm back, it mentally widened its eyes. The man whom it put about 70% of its strength onto held no effect towards him. Based on his quick findings, this man held ominous strength and durability. Not to mention he was too fast for his scanner to detect him. The next thing it knew, darkness filled the screen. The people gave cheer to Goku, who was still holding his leg out in a kicking position up in the air. A few meters away lay the head of the mechanized robot, small sparkles coming out of a few cables still charged with electrons. Goku smiled towards the people with his cheek grin before vanishing and appearing in front of Saitama and Genos.
Wow, Goku-san, that was an amazing feat you pulled off there.
Oh, it was nothing.
He then opened his eyes and asked,
Are you guys going to be ready for our training session at 5?
Goku, no offense, but meditation isn't what I call a training session.
Nah, today we're not meditating. Today we're going to spar a bit.
With that, Saitama quickly straightened himself and gave back his own challenging grin.
Bring it.
They stood like that for a few seconds before Goku loosened up with his usual grin.
Alright, I'll see you guys later. Tatsu-chan said that she wanted me to go on this thing called a date. I just hope it's food and not another marriage proposal.
With that, Goku instantly motioned himself away. Genos seemed a bit confused by Goku's statement, while Saitama paid no mind to what the Saiyan said and walked home with a bit of a skip in his step.
made it home, but holy crapula. That robot scared the hell out of me. It's gonna give me nightmares. I'll just play my new game and forget about it.
He sat down in front of his game set, inserted the game into the set, and waited patiently for the main menu to pop up. Once it did, he was given the option to give himself a name.
My name, huh? Using my real name would be lame. What should I use?
King seems fine to me.
No, not my hero name. If they said, "Hey there, King," then people might find out.
NANI? The two stood where they were, the air around them thickening a bit. King was mentally thinking of all the possible outcomes of the situation, whereas Saitama was acting as if it was normal to jump 22 floors up into the air and enter a person's balcony.
Who the heck is this guy? How did he get in here?
Your window was open, so...
But I'm 22 floors up.
The hero responded back, still dumbfounded about how that could be humanly possible. The answer King had was Saitama giving him that 20-cent smile, which without a doubt creeped the shit out of the S-class hero.
Hey, listen. You can't just barge into a person's home like that. Look, I assume you're aware that I'm a Class S hero, aren't you?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you're King, right?
Huh? I remember now. Hey, he's the Class B hero from the Class S meeting.
Can I have some tea?
You know, you don't exactly seem like the type that would play this sort of game.
Kill me now.
What's this game? Looks like a fun one.
Huh? Oh, that's a cool action game.
Do you control a robot?
Yeah, exactly. That's actually my kind of game. I thought this was an action title too, but it turned out to be a stupid romance game.
He then slammed the case on the floor, acting as much as possible to escape the embarrassment he was feeling.
Damn, I bought the wrong one.
It says Heartbeat Hottie Sisters right on it.
Saitama said, mentally deadpanning at how horrible King's acting was. Now thinking about it, there wasn't a shred in his mind that Goku would have fallen for that excuse.
I thought it said Heartblood Hatred Slayer. Oh, I've been scammed. I'm tossing it.
King said quickly, face pulled into an awkward smile.
Then let's play this one.
Good call, that one's way better. Wait, what? You actually want to play with me?
Yeah, if you want to. You've got nothing to do, right? And besides, I won't be having my training session with Goku until 5 in the afternoon.
Goku? Who's that?
He's just an alien from outer space who came from another Earth and is teaching us how to use laser things called ki.
King gave Saitama an odd look, before remembering the time Boros invaded Earth.
So, he isn't a world-destroying being who destroys planets for fun?
I don't think so.
Saitama then had a sudden idea.
You should come by and learn a bit or two from the guy. I mean, I've learned practically nothing, but that's because we've been meditating too much.
King thought about it for a moment before slowly shaking his head in a negative way.
Nah, I think I'm doing fine just as I am.
Okay. Anyways, want to play that game?
Tatsumaki taps on the concrete floor repeatedly. Early that day, she asked Goku if they could go on a date, which the Saiyan agreed, albeit hesitantly until Tatsumaki mentioned going to a restaurant to eat. She sighs to herself, the said delightful problem was causing her to soften up a bit, even if she didn't want to admit it. Just when she was about to leave, said person she was thinking about instantly appeared before her, causing her to send many objects towards the Saiyan.
Hey Tatsu-chan, it's me!
Tatsumaki continued to send her barrage of objects before stopping once she used up everything in her surroundings. Once the smoke cleared, she saw Goku on top of the debris with swirls in his eyes.
Wow, Tatsu-chan, I knew you were strong, but dang.
Tatsumaki huffed.
Well, it's your fault that you startled me. And besides, why were you late, you knucklehead?
Hey, sorry. I just met up with Saitama and Genos along the way. Besides, they were watching this guy about to fight this huge robot, so I just had to have a little fun.
Well, you shouldn't have interfered. It's their problem to deal with anyways.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Tatsu-chan.
Whatever, let's just go inside.
Goku agreed and headed inside with Tatsumaki in front of him. Once they entered the restaurant, a waitress came out and asked for what they wanted to start off with.
I'll have a filet mignon medium rare with a touch of sauce on top, a few roasted green beans to the side. As for my beverage, I would like a glass cup of Domaine Leroy Musigny Grand Cru.
The waitress then turns towards Goku. Goku chuckles sheepishly.
I'll just have what she's having.
She nodded and headed towards the kitchen to relay the order to the chefs.
Anything happened recently?
Goku took a thinking position before replying back.
Now that you mention it, there was this weird sudden presence I felt while flying in the clouds.
Did you investigate it?
I felt the sudden pressure come from the moon, but when I flew towards it at top speed, it suddenly vanished. Almost like it was either a signal or that it knew I was coming. Further investigation led me nowhere, so I headed back to Earth, a feeling of someone watching my back as I did.
Scary.
Yeah. But enough about me, what about you?
The Hero Association sent me on another mission. They said that a dragon-level threat was in the seas, right next to Z City. The giant fish stick stood no chance of ever defeating me.
You can say that again. I mean, come on, you're the strongest woman out there.
Tatsumaki blushed at his compliment, but quickly composed herself. A sudden thought then popped into her mind. One she hadn't asked Goku since meeting him.
Goku, this may be a painful topic, but how was your late wife?
Goku looked shocked at Tatsumaki's question and remained quiet for the remainder of the time. After about a minute or two, Goku opened his mouth to respond, but the waitress returned to the table and served their food on their table. She then went on her duty. Goku was about to take a bite of his meal, but
Goku!
Goku stopped and looked up into the Esper's eyes and shivered at her cold mint green eyes, the Saiyan side.
I met Chi-Chi a long time ago when we were both kids, somewhere in our pre-teen. During that time, I didn't know the difference between a boy and a girl, so I did the only logical thing at the time.
And that was?
Hit people in the crotch.
What the?
Tatsumaki started before stopping herself once she noticed people staring at their table.
Goku, what the hell do you mean you would hit people in the crotch? Don't you have any shame?
Goku laughs sheepishly.
About that.
He never got to finish when she slapped a hand over his mouth while sporting a blush on her face.
On second thoughts, I think I prefer not to know.
Can you just continue to explain what happened after you met?
Well, after I identified her as a girl,
Tatsumaki narrowed her eyes dangerously.
She asked me to marry her once we were of age.
What? Just because you hit her in the crotch? That's so messed up.
Now that you mentioned it, once we did meet again, she proposed to me at the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Me not knowing back then what being married meant was a shock to me. Although I know I shouldn't have, I still went along with the marriage. Ready to fulfill my promise I made to her a long time ago.
What did you think marriage was?
I thought that marriage was something to eat.
Tatsumaki fell face forward anime style, finding the audacity in Goku's words to be unbelievable.
You got to be shitting me.
You actually thought marriage was something to eat. How dumb can you be?
Hey, I wasn't that dumb back then.
Prove me wrong.
Anyways, after we got married, I had a son with Chi-Chi.
You have a son?
Yeah. We named him Gohan after my grandpa, but he isn't my only son. Gohan was my firstborn, while Goten was my second son.
Wow, so you have two sons?
Not quite. Actually, I have 3 sons, but he didn't come from my wife.
Goku said casually, not noticing the tick mark that appeared on Tatsumaki's forehead.
After Goten was born, I found out that I had another son. The woman whom I spent the night with was the West Kaioshin of this universe. His name was Zikor, a young man who was corrupted by his mother to destroy all life forms in the universe. And I, as his father, had to stop him from doing so.
Goku looked down sadly.
You killed him, didn't you?
He nodded.
I'm sorry to hear that. If it makes you feel better, at least you have your other sons.
Tatsumaki said, trying to cheer up the Saiyan, unknowingly causing him to have flashbacks of a cemetery with very familiar names imprinted on many tombstones.
You ruthless, heartless bastard!
He was awakened back to reality when Tatsumaki shook the Saiyan harshly. He looked up at her and saw the look of worry on her face.
What's wrong, Tatsu-chan?
You baka.
She used her thumb to wipe away the tear that was unknowingly falling down his cheeks. She could only imagine the worst possible scenario that could have happened to make the Saiyan tear a bit.
How old were they when they passed on?
Gohan was in his 30s, while Goten was in his 20s.
Huh?
Silence filled the table as Tatsumaki felt both dumbfounded and shocked for the umpteenth time today.
If your sons are that old, then Goku, how old are you really?
Goku chuckles.
I'm about 147 years old.
What?
Let the hunt begin.
Fireworks lit up the sky as the day has finally come. People stood outside in line to get their ticket for entry inside. Competitors lined up in front of the registration stand, a sense of excitement gatling them down their spines. In the middle of the line stood a familiar spiky hair alongside his bald friend, Cape Baldy. As they continued to wait in line, Goku thought back to his newfound friends and the time they had together. Flashback.
Come on, Tatsu-chan, is that all you got?
Goku said, blocking every attack with ease as the enraged Esper girl continued to shoot blast after the Saiyan, unknowingly causing the entire area to level up from the constant explosions. Fubuki stared dubsmack at her sister's progress in training. Before the group started training, in regard to herself and her sister in power, Tatsumaki was 2 times stronger than her. Now, right before her eyes, her sister was leptin bonds stronger than what she was before their training with the Orange GI Warrior. Goku grinned at his pupil with a bit of pride swelling up. With a bit more excitement than usual, he went through her defenses and delivered a hard punch into Tatsumaki's gut, causing her gap like a fish. The onlookers could only stare with a shiver down their spine. Saitama cringed at the scene before him, but quickly replaced his features with a 20-cent smile.
I should be feeling sorry for her, but I don't.
Goku removed his fist from Tatsumaki's stomach and scratched the back of his head when the young female fell down like a rock, following the laws of Newton.
Sorry, Tatsu-chan, I may have overdone it.
The smoke cleared up, revealing a passed-out Esper in a decent-sized crater.
Okay, I think I definitely overdone it.
Before anyone could agree with Goku's statement, a strong punch slammed into Goku's face, momentarily shocking the spectators. The Saiyan was forced miles away from the training ground, eventually leading the spiky hairman to crash back first onto a mountain surface. Although the force of the punch wasn't that strong enough to seriously hurt him, he could feel his body numb a bit from the unexpected impact. The Saiyan got up from the crater and smiled.
Looks like Saitama got a bit impatient. I'll make sure to get him back for that punch he gave me.
With his legs bent in a certain position, he blasted himself into the air faster than the speed of light. In half a nanosecond, he landed in front of the Cape Baldy, whose face was also in a smirk. If Saitama was to be honest, he barely saw him move in front of him, which only excited the hero even more. The two stood in their preferably fighting position, with Saitama taking a position much like Goku's, but with his fist clenched instead of flat like the Saiyan. They stayed like that for what seemed like forever until Saitama grew impatient and threw an air punch towards the Saiyan. Goku lifted both his arms to block the attack and held his ground. Saitama, seeing the Saiyan, let his guard down a bit. Quickly sprinted towards the Saiyan with an overwhelming amount of ki in his fist, ready to deliver a strong punch. Goku sensed the attack coming and raised his ki to match Saitama's power. Once he was a meter away from the Saiyan God, Goku threw his own punch towards the hero, causing a huge flash to blow the surrounding trees away and for strong winds to pass through a mile of trees in a radius. Saitama lifted his left leg and kicked the side of the Saiyan's head, to which Goku dodged. Saitama continued his barrage against the Saiyan, who only blocked and dodged the hero's attacks. When Goku saw an opening, he punched Saitama's fist first into the hero's stomach, causing Saitama to cough up a bit of saliva. Goku smiles before quickly turning his expression into that of shock. The Cape Baldy grabbed the Saiyan's forearm and smiled confidently as he lifted his left arm up and charged a huge amount of ki into his fist, his ki visibly showing in an intimidating blue and white aura. Saitama flinged his arm straight onto Goku's chest, causing Goku to spat a bit of saliva and for him to be launched far into the forest. The clouds above them disappeared in an instant and the ground between them created a crater after crater from the amount of force behind the punch. Goku was able to stop himself mid-air and smiled with his right eye closed, most likely due to the pain from the punch he was trying to endure.
Hey, nice punch there, but I think now is a good time to get a bit serious.
Goku said as he flared his aura outward. He then quickly flew toward the unguarded hero and dropped a quick punch to the face, throwing the Cape Baldy through many trees. Saitama stamped both feet on the ground, slowly stopping his friction and grinned with a bit of blood falling down his mouth.
Now you're speaking my language.
With that, Saitama leaped towards the Saiyan, fist raised up in the air for another attack. The Saiyan cupped both hands to his side and chanted,
Killer mode. Serious series.
Both attacks met one another, with Goku holding back a bit of his attack against Saitama, figuring he wasn't ready for his full power and base. Just when Goku thought he was overpowering Saitama, he felt a tap behind his back and turned to see none other than Saitama with his fist mere centimeters from his face. An explosion engulfed the entire surrounding area, as Saitama made a devastating impact upon the Saiyan God. Once the smoke cleared, Saitama's smirk fell a bit at the sight before. Instead of his fist meeting air or a face, his fist was stopped by a hand. The hero looked up to the Saiyan enveloped in a red aura with a smirk of his own.
That was a good strategy you did there. That's good. You're learning while you're fighting. You remind me of an old friend I knew a long time ago. But let's kick this even higher.
Before the two could clash their fist once more, their spar was cut short when a conscious Tatsumaki started to scold them for the disaster they made while she was unconscious, to which Goku laughed off as something that can be repaired later. Goku turned to Saitama, as if begging for him to side with him, but to his horror, the bald bastard left an after-image behind.
For once in my life, I think I might want to be dead again.
And for miles and miles, people in the nearby city could hear a loud squeal from the forest and were horrified by the blood-curdling scream. Since then, people have called the forest the Esper's Abyss. Goku shivered. The mere memory of what the Esper girl was capable of doing when angered disturbed the absolute out of him. He would never admit it, but he might have developed a new phobia, completely overriding his fear for needles. He felt a tap on the back and noticed Saitama looking at him with a look of concern for his friend.
Are you okay, Goku?
He asked. Goku smiled.
Never better than ever.
Saitama raised an eyebrow before brushing it off.
I heard that there was a supermarket at half off today somewhere in B City. Was hoping you could come after this tournament was over.
Goku smiled. After the two started training together, the Saiyan had gotten used to the hero's antics and his odd quirk regarding stores and their discounts. Though Goku still remembered that time during training when Saitama really wanted to go to the supermarket and quite literally beat the absolute out of Goku just so he could make it to the store before a special deal expired. Saitama apologized to him the next day, to which Goku forgave him and to tell him if the supermarket was selling some good deals so he could also go and get some good meat. From then on, they became great friends in both fighting and food competition.
Next.
He turned towards the voice and noticed the empty space in front of the registration stand. Goku came forth and gave his usual cheeky grin to the lady in front.
Hi, I'm here to register for the tournament.
Yes, well, can you tell me your name and your style of fighting?
Goku nodded.
Yeah, my name is Son Goku. My fighting style is called the Turtle Hermit style.
Turtle Hermit style? What's that?
Goku chuckled.
It's a fighting style that combines karate, Wing Chun, and Kung Fu, much like a hybrid fighting style.
Interesting. Well, Son Goku, here's your form. Be sure to keep it in person when entering. We don't need someone entering your place, now do we?
The woman said with a smirk flirtatiously. Goku nodded and went inside, leaving a dumbfounded Saitama to stare at his back. His stare was cut short when the lady called out for him, albeit reminding him of his almost bald state. Thank God that Goku's key training was at least helping him grow back some hair. Goku passed through the curtain and saw a few contestants either change into their fighting outfit or size up the competition. Goku didn't mind a certain Afro man stare at him, though it did disturb him that 3 of the contestants waiting in the waiting area had pure malice inside of them. The Saiyan would be well sure to keep an eye on these 3. Just then, a tall young man with a lean, muscular build and black hair tied in a ponytail reaching his lower back walked into the room, the aura around him filled with arrogance, mostly likely because the newcomer is a cocky, experienced fighter. Suiryu turned towards Goku and smiled confidently, though the Saiyan saw a glance of skepticism behind those calm eyes. He narrowed his eyes. Even before considering his battle instincts, he knew that this man was no ordinary man. Don't get him wrong, he could still kick this guy's ass, though a chance to see what this superhuman could do intrigued the Saiyan God.
Geez, what's with these people and their quick bias towards bald people?
Saitama said, his annoyance shaking Goku from his thoughts. The palm-haired man scratched the back of his head at Saitama's statement. Time flew by as contestants after contestants entered the waiting area, with a familiar ninja with black hair tied back entering with a creepy smile as soon as he saw the Saiyan God.
Well, well, well. It appears that you did show up. I can't wait to beat you and prove to you and your bald friend that I am the superior one.
Who are you again?
You damn Baldy, who could you have possibly forgotten about me? I'm Speedasound Sonic, the one whom you humbled in the worst possible way for a shinobi such as myself.
He yelled out, swinging his fist around like a madman while covering his male sanctuary. The air dropped a few hundred degrees as everyone stared on the scene with some feeling a cold chill go down their spines. Saitama had his head down, shadowing his eyes from anyone to see them. He gripped his fist together and with a tick mark forming on Saitama's head, he coldly whispered out.
Let me say this one more time. If anyone tries to even mutter an insult regarding my hair...
Saitama looked up to see Sonic eye to eye.
I'll punch you.
Before anyone in the room could piss their pants, the announcer called for the contestants to enter the ring so that they could introduce the fights to the audience. Many had a sigh of relief, while many others saw Saitama as a huge threat. Once they exited the waiting room, people started cheering for the fighters, some biased while others just wanted to see a fair, simple fight just for the entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've kept you in suspense long enough. Competitors for Super Fight 22, it is time to enter the arena. First up, a newcomer, the Class A, ranked 19 hero of the fighting style Hyper Karate Max. Welcome, Lightning Max! Our sole female fighter with blazing fast attacks, including her Palm Bell's fist, Ring Ring! From the way of the cruel school, Ben Pats, the perennial top 4 competitor whose slithery arms can strike opponents anywhere, Class A's lowest ranked hero, Snakebite Snack. And that's not all, folks. From the Fist of Thunder, with his superconductor body, Boltane, Bazuzu, the master of the nuclear fist. From the many fists, Gatling, with his gentle self-defense, Hamakichi, with his giant smothering killing technique, Dave, master of psychoanalytic martial arts, Logi, Mentai, the Spice Fist fighter, Giga Pro wrestler, Jakumen. From the way of the Chosen One, Chose, formerly of the Fist of Flowing Water Crushing Rock, master of Sour Face Kempo, Sour Face. Returning for his 7th straight appearance, will the man who won't quit finally win his first fight? From the Take the Plunge True Fist, Zakos. All right, moving on. The man who self-proclaimed himself as the One Punch Man on his registration form, from the One Kai Fist style, Saitama Kageyama.
I still don't get why you suggested that to be the name of my fighting style.
Hey, isn't that Genos from Class S?
I guess he's a fight fan.
Our next fighter! He is a former member of the 44th graduation class of a ninja village, motivated by a thrill of battle until he succeeds, Speedasound Sonic! And coming right up, he is said to be a man with a physique that could make any man die for and for women to drool for. He is the man built like a Greek god, the master of the turtle hermit style, Son Goku!
Just as everyone hovered their eyes to Goku, just as the announcer said, the male populace started envying the Saiyan's physique, while the female populace started swooning over the orange-clot warrior.
A great contender! Some say the greatest! He's already won 2 championships! He's conquered every opponent come his way! But the man himself says he's never gone all out! Master of the Dark Hell Killing Jutsu, Bakuzan!
Winning the championship today, that will have true meaning.
Another face from the past! He boasts of unparalleled strength! It's the first time we've seen him in 7 tournaments! A 4-time past champion, the man himself, Dark Corporeal Fist, Suiryu!
All right.
He spent the past 3 years traveling and enjoying life and says he's only here for the prize money. Could his carefree attitude be the secret to his power? This time he'll have to contend with Bakuzan.
So that's Suiryu. If I kill him, that would make me the strongest active fighter.
I sense his piercing aura. But the one I was hoping to face would be the last tournament's champion. As long as I'm here, I'd at least like to challenge myself.
This is your Super Fight 22! And now that the introductions are over, let the match begin!
I was pumped after hunting down those Class A's. Now I feel like I stepped in. Fighting evil on the front line? What a load of crap.
Oh, good. Finally.
Hmm?
I've looked all day.
Was he tailing me? Is he a hero too? Never seen that face before? Probably some nobody trying to climb the ranks by catching a big fish like me. But tables turn.
Huh? What's the big idea? Trying to rob me? Who do you think you are? Don't bother me when I'm shopping. Excuse me, how much for these?
26,820 yen, please.
Kinda steep, don't you think?
Hmm? What the hell am I doing here? What happened last night? It's all so fuzzy.
Our second bout, Zakos vs. Saitama, is about to begin.
I'm so gonna murder you, calling me some weak sauce. I'll show you, you cocky bastard.
When is this match going to start? I really gotta use the bathroom.
And begin!
Come meet your end, one Kai Fist bastard.
Can I go to the bathroom now?
Yeah, sure. The victor of this match is Saitama Kageyama.
Bathroom, where are you?
I know that's gotta hurt.
Anyways, the victor of this match goes to Kageyama. Up next, Lightning Max versus Suiryu.
So we meet again.
Huh? Oh, hey, mister! You out patrolling again?
I told you not to call me mister. Now lend me that book.
I told you to get your own.
Huh?
Hey, I know. Let's read it together. And this one is Son Goku, the alien fighter. Isn't he so cool?
Ha! Just looks like a guy in orange gi.
So is he tough?
Well, of course he is. He's the first Class X hero.
Class X rank 1? I thought the highest was Class S rank 1.
He's said to be a hero with unmatched strength and abilities that far surpass any before him.
Really?
Warning. Emergency evacuation. Warning. A monster has appeared in the shopping district of City S, threat level demon. The Class S hero, Metal Bat, is currently engaging the monster. Citizens outside are requested to move indoors quickly.
Mister, I'm...
You heard what she said. Hurry up and get home.
Okay.
We repeat, warning. Emergency evacuation. Warning.
Well, everyone's all excited. Threat level dragon gets announced and boom, suddenly it's a party. I wonder if Metal Bat will still be alive by the time I find him. Huh? Metal Bat? How'd he... Oh, that's how. So some other monster got to beat up a Class S, huh? I wasted my time.
Back to the grind.
Huh?
Metal Bat, hold up! You're not dead yet?
Huh?
You being alive changes things. Heh. My second Class S hero. From here on, you face me. I'm hunting you.
Huh? Get real. Can't you see that centipede? Get your ass. Now I see. You're that guy who's been running around calling himself a hero hunter.
Damn right. So this monster won't fall to you.
You can see I'm busy here, but sure, I can spare a little time and crack you wide open.
Here he comes. It's the man himself.
The crowd's energy seems to have shifted.
I wonder why.
No one expected to see this man compete again, and the crowd is buzzing with excitement at their chance to see him in his element. Suiryu has entered the ring. His opponent is Max.
Suiryu,
I entered this tournament because I have to get stronger. If I fail, I can't call myself a hero. I'm sorry to do this to you, but I consider you a competent and capable opponent. That's why I'm going to use our match to test my new monster fighting technique.
So you're a professional hero then? I see. That means you train with lofty ideals in mind. I guess everyone's got some reason for seeking strength.
Fighters, ready. Begin.
Personally, the reason I sought strength was so I could live the easy life without a care in the world. Sorry to shut you down, but I was stronger.
His reason? His reason for strength lacks mental fortitude. If an enemy stronger than him were to defeat him, his strength would vanish instantly. People looking for the easy way always fall the fastest.
On the next match, Goku, the physique god, is going up against two-time consecutive champion Bakuzan. His lethal dark hell-killing jutsu has turned many of his matches into pure bloodbaths. Will this bout also end with his opponent utterly demolished? We've got medical personnel standing by just in case.
Usually I would need to teach newbies how to fight, but you're different. You're not like the rest of everyone else here. Your eyes speak of a lifetime of intense battles. So I ask you, show me your all. I must win this fight.
Bakuzan, is it? I can say the same thing about you. However, your ki reeks of evil and cruelty. You seek power to belittle those below you.
Maybe, but I seek to be the strongest man in the world.
Begin. Bakuzan runs towards Goku with his hand held back to deliver a powerful chop towards the Saiyan God. Goku dodges as Bakuzan continues to try and strike him.
Is this it, Son Goku? Show me your all. Prove to me your value.
Bakuzan goes for a demon sweeper low kick, but Goku jumps into the air. Bakuzan jumped up to give a carnage punch, but Goku stopped him by the wrist and narrowed his eyes dangerously towards the man.
Of all the humans I have met during my lifetime, you are the worst I have encountered. Use this moment to think back and turn your ways. Because next time we meet, I would have no choice but to put you down.
Bakuzan started sweating. Killing intent roaring waves into the strong man's being. With one quick punch, Goku knocked Bakuzan out of the ring.
He's outside the ring!
The fight is over. Call the doctor. Bring the stretcher.
In all my years, I've never seen such a bracket buster. Bakuzan, a contender for the championship, was beaten by Son Goku.
His ambition. I felt the weight behind his words. His willingness to lose his humanity if it meant to become stronger. Sad, really.
Goku walks down the hall to enter the stadium where the rest of the contestants are. After what seems like a minute of walking, Saitama appears at the end of the hall.
Goku, can we talk?
Sure, what's up?
I noticed something odd about your fight with your opponent. You seem so, how can I say it, cold?
A long time ago, far, far away from this planet, I was training on Beerus's planet, the god of destruction of that time, with Vegeta to try and surpass Beerus and Whis. I had no knowledge of what was happening on Earth, but felt empty by the mere thought of Earth. I brushed it aside, thinking it was just some childish boredom I had on the planet. Whis, the attendant for the god of destruction, took notice of my odd behavior and asked what was wrong. I explained to him that I felt a weird, odd sensation regarding Earth, to which Whis searched on his staff for any odd phenomenon. Whis then informed me of an attack on Earth, to which Vegeta and I asked to return to Earth as fast as possible. What happened here?
I don't know, but something or someone decided to bring hell along with it.
Huh? Look, Vegeta!
Why, hello, dear father. It's nice to finally meet you.
Father? Who are you?
My name is Zykor. I am your son.
My son?
What the hell? Kakarot! I don't see you being the type to do an affair behind your wife's back!
No, you got it all wrong! I would never do anything behind Chi-Chi's back. She's already fragile as she is.
That's not what I meant, damn it!
Wise? I sense some sort of God Key energy inside of him. It feels like a Kai's energy.
Indeed, my lord. It appears that this one has both Saiyan and Kai blood inside of him. If what he says is true, then Goku-san has indeed had his way with a female Kai.
I see. So, is this what a fatherless Saiyan turns out to be? Wait, if I recall, most Saiyans were like this. Anywho, let's just watch these Saiyans solve their family reunion.
You there, why have you come to Earth?
Isn't it obvious? Since the day I was created, I was told by Mother that all mortals are to be under my feet and eliminated from the face of the universe. And I must say, I was extremely disappointed by the level of strength my siblings held.
What did you do to Gohan and Goten?
Oh, nothing. I just thought that craving a hole through the youngest chest was rather entertaining for the moment. I fought the other half-breeds here, the purple hair one. I left nothing behind but a sound cry for death, the one with glasses. I left that disappointment of a Saiyan to die out on the battlefield. Oh, and let me tell you of these 2 Saiyan girls that wanted to confront me.
What? How dare you! You devilish bastard! What did you do to Bulla?
Bulla. Yes, the one in red. You should have seen her. She was on and on about avenging her brother, but when the inevitable happened, want to know what her last words were? She screamed for her daddy.
Damn you!
Oh, so you must be her father. Now I know where she gets her pathetic behavior from. Yes, come dance with me, father. That's it, father. Give me that title as your heir and successor of the strongest in the universe.
Damn you! Yeah, bastard! Now you've done it! It's been a while since I've used this form, but damn with it! I'm taking this bastard out now! I am a super elite!
What the Huh? What the hell are you doing?
No way! Dad!
Oh, I missed a pest.
No! Gohan!
Oh no!
I'm sorry, Goku.
It's fine. I've already told Tatsu-chan on our 3rd date about it.
But doesn't talking about this make you uncomfortable?
A bit, but it was about 80 or so years ago. When you live as long as I do, you see the prospect of life differently than what you would expect in your youth. For example, when I was still mortal, I fought the evil in the universe, from the smallest threat that could cause cities to fall apart, to a being who is the embodiment of the 12th dimension. And yet I fought these beings because they posed a threat to the macrocosm, and because I couldn't forgive myself if I didn't stop a threat in time.
Goku.
What speed? Sonic has definitely proven to us all why he's called the End. Now we are on to our quarterfinals. Get your snacks and drinks ready because this is about to be a blast.
Guess I'll see you later then. Make sure you call Genos before the quarterfinal begins. He may have something to tell you about.